Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, getting you set for a week 13 that's critical as the stakes get higher each and every week. We got Rafael Esparza on the line from MyBookie. And, of course, as the stakes get higher for the teams on the field, they certainly can get higher for you if you want to cash in on the college football season with a limited number of opportunities left until bowl season. Rafael, how you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you stopping by here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's break down some of the big games here in college football. It's not a huge week before we get slammed with rivalry week, that final weekend on Thanksgiving. But Ohio State, Penn State, and rarely would we point to a game with an 18 or 19-point line as the game of the week, but that's the way it turns out. I don't think this says a whole lot about Penn State necessarily. Says more about the confidence that Vegas has in Ohio State just continuing to roll, I guess.
If you look at it a sports gambling point of view, not only are the Buckeyes perfect, but they're 8-2 against the spread, and they've had some huge betting lines. I know they didn't cover last week against Rutgers, and people are like, "Oh, Rutgers scored 21 points against them." Yeah, but in the fourth quarter they had freshmen, and I think the band members were playing in the fourth quarter. The number would close at 52. So I don't look at that when I threw that one away. But I'm really impressed on how they just pounded Maryland, 73-14. I'm not saying they're going to do that kind of number on Penn State, but we all saw Penn State struggle to score points against Minnesota. They had so many points taken away that could have easily gone into 7, but that were 3 points instead. You can't kick field goals against Ohio State. You need 7. And if you're going to kick field goals against Ohio State, then your scoreboard's going to look like what Maryland went to Ohio State and what Wisconsin did when they went to Ohio State. I like Ohio State big in this matchup.
Hey, Rafael, let's stay in the Big Ten because before we started to record, you mentioned a couple of intriguing teams in that Indiana is coming off just a one-score loss at Penn State. They played well this season. Their one downer was against Ohio State, just like everybody else, losing 51-10. But otherwise, the Hoosiers have played themselves into postseason play at 7-3. They're taking on a Michigan team that's playing much better the last month. But at the same time, Indiana, even when they didn't feel this good of a team over the last 5 years, has given Michigan fits, taking them to overtime twice. So this is a possible play right here.
Yeah, a lot of bettors took the +10 early when this number came up. Now it's around 9.5, depending on where you get there. If there's weather going to be involved, then anything can happen in Bloomington. I've been in those games watching some Hoosier bad football teams when my sister went to college there. You just walked in to get free football tickets. Now, this Hoosier offense, I love the spread offense that they do. It bothers some defenses. I don't think it's going to bother Michigan's defense, but I think they hang around about almost 75% of tickets coming in on Michigan. But the wise guys took the early action on Indiana. I think the Hoosiers at the Rock, I know it's Memorial Stadium, but at the Rock, it's going to be a lot closer game. I think Michigan wins, but I would not be shocked if it's a backdoor cover by Indiana.
Yeah, Rafael Esparza on the line from MyBookie, talking up the Week 13 betting lines around college football. And, of course, next week is rivalry week, and there are a ton of matchups. Pick and choose this weekend. There's a few that could prove to be meaningful if things break a certain way. And, Rafael, let me get your take on this. I've been tracking for a long time the number of double-digit spreads that were not only covered but won outright against the money line. And it surprised me that on a regular basis we get a double-digit spread covering in college football and winning the game outright on the field. Also, that I've tracked over the last couple seasons, if I take all the top 25 games and then anything that's relevant connected to the top 25, let's say Notre Dame and USC, neither team's in the top 25, but it's still a big game, taking all the major college football games. And it's pretty consistent week to week that about 20 to 25% of the underdogs win outright.
Yeah, a perfect example. Look at Tulane University. People didn't think they were going to have a same season like they did last year, but I think their offense is much better. And they've beaten some teams that they were underdogs. They were underdogs their first home game against South Florida, and they win outright. So, yeah, there's a lot of good teams like that. Liberty is another team that people have misjudged that they were underdogs and come out with outright W's. I would not be shocked if we see one or two of those this weekend. Another one that I look at is Kent State against Ball State. They're plus 3.5 at home. Would not be shocked if the Golden Flashes pull the upset on Ball State. So there's some good numbers where you can find some home underdogs. Again, Tulane, they're plus 6 at home against the Golden Knights. That trend that you said probably might be focusing right now this week as alone, because I think some home underdogs can pull out the outright victory. I'm not saying UMass is beating BYU because UMass is plus 40 this weekend.
Yeah, we did see the Illinois win against Wisconsin earlier this year as a 31-point dog, and we've seen several 20-point underdogs win as well. Georgia Tech over Miami comes to mind. Citadel beat Georgia Tech as a 20-plus underdog. Not quite in that stratosphere, but still a substantial underdog in Athens is Texas A&M, a team that came into the season with a lot of hype after winning 9 games. Jimbo Fisher, second season. What are they going to do? Are they going to take that next step? They did not. They couldn't compete with Clemson and Alabama. Took a loss against Auburn, and people forgot about them. Now they're playing better football against, albeit lesser teams, but they ripped South Carolina by 24 points, and albeit South Carolina went to Athens about a month ago and beat Georgia, and now Texas A&M goes in as a 13-point underdog at Georgia, Raphael.
I love me some chaos, so I'll be rooting for the Aggies because I think that would just throw the playoffs all in the whack if Georgia goes down. I don't think that's going to happen, but everyone keeps on saying, oh, but look how bad Texas A&M did against Alabama. We watched that game. A&M did not play bad in the first half. It was the second half that got away from them. I know the scoreboard says something totally different, but that game was a lot closer than when it was. Love the way they've bounced back after that one, going on the road and beating Ole Miss, winning 4 straight. They will hang around against Georgia because I'm not sold on this Georgia offense. Yes, their defense is lights out, but I'm not sold on the offense of Georgia. If Texas A&M can stop the run game, this is going to be a nail-biter. I like the plus points. This thing opened up around 14 and a half over the summer, so if you have that better number than 13 right now, you're sitting pretty. But I think Texas A&M covers this matchup.
So look across the country, Raphael, any other games that stand out to you that seem to be interesting lines, or maybe lines that surprised you out of the gate?
Well, there's one that's kind of close to the heart of mine. UNLV plays their last home game this week at Sam Boyd Stadium before they move into the new stadium where the Raiders are playing. Sam Boyd Stadium's a dump. Let's face it. If you've ever been there to watch a UNLV, but you never want to leave your home place with a big L. I like them plus the points this week, but I think the best matchup is the late one. Drink some coffee, take a nap. Really excited to watch San Diego State and Hawaii. I think that's going to be a really good matchup. I think San Diego State can go to the Big Island. They've done it before and beat the Hawaii Fighting Rainbow Warriors. I think that defense is going to be really potent. And if Hawaii can't stop the running game of San Diego State, who are perfect 5-0 on the road, I think they go 6-0. I think they pull off the upset on the main line. I think Hawaii goes down.
I'm a little intrigued to see what Michigan State does against Rutgers this week, just because Michigan State being a 20.5-point favorite, you would have thought that would have been 30 or 35 earlier this season. And Michigan State is one of the major disappointments in college football this year. They have looked like garbage over the past month. They lost to Illinois as a 20-plus point favorite. Rutgers certainly awful as well. But, man, Michigan State just seems to be crawling into a hole at this point. But that one out as well, and just for sheer numbers, you rarely see this unless it involves Rutgers, where Arkansas opens 46-point underdog against LSU, and in that.
Yeah, I mean, you said, Rutgers is garbage, but you would think Michigan would have been a 30-point favorites, and Michigan State, would have been a 30-point favorites in this one, but they've lost 5 straight, and they haven't covered a game in 7 straight games. So maybe the Rutgers, they put up 21 points last week. Maybe they can pull off the upset here at home against Michigan State. I don't think so. I think Michigan State wins, but there's no place I can take the Spartans in this matchup, putting some money on that. We're going to need, I can guarantee you, we'll need Rutgers to win this, or to at least cover this game, because the betting public, about almost 82% of the action coming in that we're getting ticket count is on Michigan State.
Rafael Esparza, you can catch him on mybookie.com. Just let the folks know, Rafael, what they can see there.
Yeah, we got that 100% up sign up bonus going right now. We have a fantastic Thanksgiving and Black Friday events coming up over at MyBookie. Some fantastic matchups there. College basketball has tipped in, so you have full action in there. Full range of football. And then you said it, next week is the creme of college football, rivalry week. You got football on Friday, all day Saturday, at NFL on Sunday. I can't wait to eat so much turkey while I'm just sitting on the couch watching football in a coma.
That's it. We all look forward to that. It's that time of year. Holiday parties, feast out on Thanksgiving, and watch a ton of football. You can't get enough. All right, Raphael, we appreciate you stopping by, man.
Take it easy. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You as well.